Hello, this is Eddie Schmidt, Mitchell Norden, Jenna Hodge, Ali Pollock, Elliot Sitkins, and Olivia Stewart, and today we are presenting on Starbucks Coffee. Starbucks is America's largest coffee chain. Since Starbucks was founded in 1971, they have become an international chain with more than 32,000 locations in 72 countries. Starbucks constitutes 36.7% of the coffee market share. Starbucks is most popular in cities and they specialize in an international approach. They appeal to the class consumers in urban areas. They try to be environmentally conscious to appeal to social issue consumers. During quarter three of the 2020 Starbucks financial year, they operated at a net loss. This is due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has swept the world. Many other companies have been adjusting to COVID. Starbucks has encouraged app usage and takeout delivery in order to go and mitigate sales lost. Starbucks is expanding their line of drinks into stores. They have released new canned and bottled drinks, and they are also seeking to break into the Asian market while opening more stores in countries such as Thailand, Indonesia, and China. Starbucks remains optimistic despite the challenges posed by COVID because they have an established market player with loyal customers.
I'll be doing a brief SWOT analysis on the company now. So first of all, their strengths are that they provide a quality and consistent product to their customers. That is a reason a lot of customers trust Starbucks for their coffee every day. And if customers are traveling and in an area that they aren't familiar with, they can trust that they can get the same Starbucks drink that they can at their local Starbucks. They also have a lot of loyal customers because of this that come there consistently day after day or at least multiple times a week. And those repeat customers really help them boost sales. They have a well-developed app already, which has become more and more crucial in the fast food and the restaurant industry. And it helps keep customers coming to you consistently, and they can develop rewards, they can see special deals going on. They appear as a fairly environmentally conscious company to consumers. This mostly has to do with them, not using plastic straws, trying to move to more reusable, recycled materials, and that is becoming more and more popular among consumers. They had already started to play with contactless services before the pandemic, and this has set them up for success during the pandemic. They do have a few weaknesses, however, because they're such a large company, it can make it hard for them to change things quickly and hard to adjust on the fly. They do have a pretty generic product offering, so if there's not really anything tying customers to Starbucks product-wise, they can get a similar drink or maybe even better drinks at other coffee shops. So there's not really a lot of brand-specific drinks that you need to go to Starbucks for. They also have a very standardized business model and menu, which has helped them to expand quickly, but it has hurt them when trying to expand into some markets in some areas where they aren't willing to adapt to the culture, to the region. Some of the opportunities they have is the growing freelance and gig economy. A lot of times these people that just work gig jobs, especially if it's remote from a computer, are looking to get out of their house and do work somewhere, but don't necessarily want to rent office space. So coffee shops such as Starbucks that offers free Wi-Fi is a great place for them to do it. They also have there's also a growing emphasis on the value of experiences. So like going out to coffee with friends is something that is starting to be valued more than physical goods, and that's benefit for Starbucks. Increased app downloads, the more people that use their app, we hope the more consistent consumers will be with the brand. And so if they can get more people on their app, they should be able to get more consistent consumers. Partnerships such as what Dunkin' Donuts has done with Charli D'Amelio and how McDonald's has worked with Travis Scott. If they do certain influencer deals or certain brand partnerships, that could help grow the company and grow the brand. If they extend their menu for further product offerings, that can increase the average per visit purchase cost of customers, and the more they spend in one visit, the more money Starbucks can make. Some threats are local coffee shops. More people might be willing to try a local business and go to a coffee shop they might find trendier. And that's something that Starbucks is going to continue to have to deal with as that market grows. There may be more money conscious consumers depending on how the economy is doing at the time, and Starbucks really isn't cheap. So some people might be less willing to spend $5 on coffee, and that could be a threat to Starbucks business. And healthy lifestyle trends. A lot of the frozen drinks, the iced frappuccinos and things that Starbucks offers can be really high in calories. And if consumers start to become, more conscious as these healthy lifestyle trends are starting to advance, that could pose a threat for Starbucks.
So moving on to our digital marketing objectives, as a team, we're confident we can improve Starbucks' digital marketing strategy, even though they already are doing so well. It's hard to improve upon what they're already doing, but we have some good ideas. So our ideas are going to help increase the number of mobile app downloads, increase the number of active users on the mobile app, and we want to try and increase the number of Starbucks Visa reward cards signups and users, as well as increase their social media following on their Starbucks social media pages, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on.
So continuing off of what Ali stated, the ways that we're going to be able to implement a digital marketing strategy for Starbucks to increase their digital marketing presence. First, we're going to start off with an order from social media possibility for consumers to go to the Instagram page of Starbucks as seen on the right hand side of the page and go to one of the posts that Starbucks has and click on the post itself, and it has a link that takes you directly to the app to be able to order that drink right away, puts it in your cart, and then automatically selects a store based on your location. Another implementation that we have is app personalization. So during the holiday season, like during Halloween and also during Christmas and New Year's, Starbucks will be implementing different ways that consumers can personalize their app to match with the cups that Starbucks also has. So using this is really going to give the consumer an ability to have a feel for Starbucks and feel like they're actually like celebrating the holiday season with them. Another way is we're going to create more incentives for the credit card signups. Signing up for a credit card isn't a thing that people do every day. It takes a lot of time to think about it and a lot of effort. So adding more incentives to the credit cards is going to have people more apt to sign up for it and also use it outside of Starbucks locations, but have more incentives for using it at Starbucks, like earning more stars than you would using any other credit card. And then the other way is to add alternative ways to earn stars. Currently, if you use your Starbucks rewards card on the app, then you earn 2 stars per dollar that you spend at Starbucks versus earning 1 star per dollar that you spend on any other card. So just adding any more ways that we can to earn stars, like typing in your cell phone number instead of having the Starbucks app there in case people don't have a lot of service inside the stores or have the ability to have their phone with them if they forget it at home or something like that, but still have the way to earn stars so that they're not missing out. Another way is to increase the redemption system and change that within the POS systems at Starbucks stores. Currently, consumers have to ask the baristas to redeem their stars, and if they don't at a certain time, then they can't redeem the stars at that visit. So having the baristas ask the consumers if they're going to expire soon to make sure that they can use those stars so that they're not missing out is definitely another way to create a more consumer connection with them between Starbucks and the consumer themselves. And then the last one is to share your drink and boost social media as well. So having consumers that are heavy Starbucks drinkers to post their drink that they're drinking on social media to be able to earn stars and also share with their friends to earn stars. So both their friend and them can earn stars to use at Starbucks. And that's also boost the social media usage that consumers use either on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
So touching on some of the digital marketing research here, when I searched Starbucks on social media, I found they had accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and Pinterest, and they offer quality content with creative captions, and they're always responding to customers' comments, and they personalize the products. They have certain pages for specific drinks, and they'll write all about them in the comments and get customers more interested in them. Some of the mobile marketing that they have is they have a mobile app where they offer contactless payment, and it's a more personalized experience. And they also have a loyalty rewards program here. And some of the sustainability practices that Starbucks is starting with is the strawless lids. And this helps to increase their brand image, and it gives them a competitive advantage by increasing their productivity and decreasing the costs. They also comply with regulation, which has a best interest of their investors and their shareholders. And Starbucks Pickup is actually a new store that they're going to be opening up. They're going to be closing down 400 original stores to open up the new ones, and they're going to be contactless. They're going to be focused on the mobile app and the delivery with Uber and DoorDash. So you just order it and then you drive through and pick it up, and it makes it more convenient and a better customer experience. And overall, the customer experience is the biggest thing that drives Starbucks market. They have a long-term relationship with brand loyalty. They offer free Wi-Fi. They offer their shops as offices for workers, and they have a more personalized in-store interaction.
Moving on to their target market, their primary target market are men and women between the ages of 25 to 44. This audience have high incomes and are focused on their professional careers and social success. Their secondary target market are men and women ages 16 to 24. And this group gathers through social media, social networking, and technology. It is important for our target market to use social media in their daily life because it's essential for our marketing strategies to be successful. Starbucks's primary and secondary target market both consist of people who are socially conscious, busy, high spenders who desire to get quality service while purchasing premium products. For geography and behavior, Starbucks is located in over 30,000 stores in 80 different markets around the world. Most stores are in bigger cities, near colleges and stuff. Consumers are easygoing, determined, and ambitious. The typical customer is a student or a professional with medium to high income.
Last year, Starbucks spent over $245 million on advertising across a variety of mediums, including print and online marketing. These had two main goals. The goals were to increase consumer consciousness and to create Starbucks superfans. The primary techniques involved were demographic marketing, social issue marketing, seasonal promotions, and influencer marketing. Demographic marketing techniques include the promotions for Gay Pride Month and the response to a 2018 PR fiasco where they went and supported Black Lives Matter as well as other groups to help Black people. Social issue marketing has been very involved recently with their promise to reduce plastic straws. Seasonal promotions are another big part of the Starbucks brand. Starbucks has seasonal promotions for the holiday season, fall, Halloween, and other seasons. Finally, Starbucks is a big fan of influencer marketing. Influencer marketing appeals to the youth demographics talked about earlier and helps Starbucks to appear trendy and as a viable global competitor.
All right, moving on to our online and social media plan. Our objections for this are to generate more interactive content to keep followers engaged and to update the main website so that the other Starbucks websites, such as their news and stories and their at-home site, can be easily found on their main. Currently, Starbucks uses social media sites such as Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, and they're on LinkedIn, along with those websites they have. Their typical posts on their social media platforms include a picture with one of their drinks and a short caption. And since Christmas is coming up, they have been advertising a lot about their holiday drinks. Starbucks does a great job at uploading daily content and responding to customers' comments. In order to keep the customers engaged, we will be creating fun polls such as which drink do you prefer, just to keep the customers engaged. And another thing we're going to try to do is share customer photos more often, along with using more hashtags. Right now, Starbucks currently uses 2 to 3 in each post, but they can generate like more common hashtags for each post, such as hashtag Starbucks, hashtag Starbucks for life, and so on. And for their website, we will be adding 3 new sidebar menu links, which will be titled At Home, Stories and News, and Starbucks Reserve, which will link to their other websites.
Looking at Starbucks' existing marketing plan, last year they spent under $100 million on digital, print, and TV advertising. As you can see on this graph, the advertising spending is reflected. And in 2017, it peaked and it has been decreasing ever since. The truth of the matter is, Starbucks doesn't need to spend money on major advertising because of the level of brand awareness it already has. We all know what Starbucks is. McDonald's, for example, spent roughly $448 million on advertising in 2019. They also aired 17,000 national TV commercials, compared to Starbucks, who only aired 207 commercial airings last month. Starbucks could, however, invest in reinforcement advertising or advertising that promotes their small changes within the organization. So, for example, they could be making more commercials about their seasonal promotional ads. We had an example of like drinks that connect consumers together, like sharing one with your grandma or someone you love to incentivize customers to buy one for someone they love during the holidays. So, as I said, they already have a large brand awareness, so they don't need to do anything, but they can because they have the resources too. But as a team, we would like to continue their focus on social media.
So along with that, for their public relations plans, we believe they should send out an email flyer to their current mailing list that just explains all the new updates that will be going on with the app and how it benefits them. There'll be an example of that on the next slide. And then in addition, we think they should do a drink of the week campaign on social media. And this will really incentivize users to use the new share feature that we'll be implementing. So every time a customer shares their drink on social media, and tags Starbucks in that post, they're entered to win this drink of the week, which prizes could include a gift card, and it'll also include a shout out by the Starbucks main pages on social media. And the winner each week will have their drink featured on the app, so everyone that uses the Starbucks app can order it. And then as you see here is an example of what the flyer might look like. Basically just announcing whatever the new product features are. This one would mainly be focusing on the drink share feature, encouraging customers to utilize the share feature and explaining the sweepstakes essentially that will happen if they use that.
Taking a better look at the sustainability and ethics of Starbucks, the SBDC has standards in leadership, compliance, strategic planning, implementation, and stakeholder, worker, and operation focus. Starbucks is showing leadership qualities by taking action to become environmentally stable, and they're also in compliance with the FDCA. So the strawless lids are one of the main things that Starbucks is working on right now. They're trying to implement this in all stores, and these lids use 9% less plastic than the original straw and lid combo. And using less straws means that Starbucks will be putting less straws into the ocean, so the turtles will be helped out eventually. And Starbucks has the goal to eliminate 1 billion plastic straws globally per year. Starbucks also wants to change the consumer behavior of their consumers. They want them to become more aware of their consumption habits, and they would like them to consume products that are only produced sustainability. Starbucks' mission is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, one neighborhood at a time. And this is really going back to the experience that you get when you shop at Starbucks. They really want everyone to be connected and feel like they're a part. Starbucks is very, Starbucks values their relationship with their suppliers, which is why they have good relationships with the people that they source their beans from. And in Central America, they get their beans from Guatemala. And in Southeast Asia, they get them from Timor. And then in Africa, they get them from Rwanda. And these are all quality beans from lush environments. Starbucks is also trying to reduce its use of single-use plastics. This is kind of hard when all of their drinks are served in plastic cups, but one thing that they're doing is getting reusable cups and selling those. And Starbucks is also pushing towards a plant-based menu. They want to be a resource positive company, So they want to have more items that are produced sustainably, and plant-based foods are more sustainable than meat foods. And finally, Starbucks donated 20 million to the Emergency Farmer Relief Fund, and this money is going to smallholder farms in Central America where they're experiencing low global coffee prices. Starbucks wants to make sure that these farms are going to have enough money to stay afloat and keep producing beans for their company. And lastly, Starbucks donates 5 to 15 cents per transaction to its nonprofit partners.
So going off of that, I'm going to start talking about the timelines of when we're going to start implementing these plans. So starting, we're just going to give an example year of 2021. Starting in January, we're going to be going and starting with the advertising, social media, PR, and sustainability and ethics plans. I believe that starting with these plans are just really going to give us a good basis to be able to complete the year and give our consumers an idea of how we're going to go about our digital marketing plan. And then going into February, continuing with advertising as that is extremely necessary, as well as on social media. And then this is when we're going to start implementing our credit card signups, just because credit card signups are a more of a bigger deal to think about before just applying for a credit card. Starting the advertising now in February, early in the year, will give people like more time to think about it throughout the year. And then this is also when we're going to start our redemption system. So for the first 3 months of the year, we're going to do a redemption system where the baristas have to choose when they redeem stars if the barista asked to redeem the stars or if the customer did, just to get a better idea of if the redemption system is actually working for the baristas to implement the star redemption rather than the consumers. And then going on into March, continuing as well with the credit card signups and redemption system. We're also going to keep going on social media, just advertising everything that's already going on, but then also upcoming. We're going to implement the order from social media as well as the alternative stars incentives that we have. And then going into April, continuing with the social media implementation, as well as the share your drink feature will be started here. And then continuing the rest of the year through May and June, and then as well as into July, August, and September, continuing with social media, as well as the other incentives that we've already brought to the table. And then starting in October, since this is Halloween, Halloween month, and this is when we're going to start the app personalization, just to get consumers more into that and be able to get them more friendly with the app, and then also just connecting with them a little bit more. And then same thing into November and December, having the app personalization for Thanksgiving, and then as well as Christmas, and then just the rest of the incentives as well. Just keep implementing those.
So I'll run through the preliminary budget that we have set for this plan. So first things I said, we should just return to 2017 advertised spending. It's roughly a $40 million budget increase. As Ali said, Starbucks doesn't necessarily need to advertise a whole lot because they are such a recognizable brand name, but we feel there should be some increased advertising to promote the changes that we want to make. So $5 million each should be allotted to Facebook and Instagram. With the CPM on these sites, this will be a ton of impressions, a ton of views, and really focusing on our main target market. And those are the social media sites that they frequent the most. Another $10 million should be spent on other channels such as Snapchat, Pinterest, YouTube. Web ads, likely through Google Ads, should also receive a $10 million increase from the prior year, as well as traditional advertising. 80% of that spent on television and 20% on print. As you can see it broken down in a pie chart on the next slide. So really think the main focus should be social media and digital apps because that's what's going to really reach our target consumer the best. However, some traditional forms of advertising should receive a little bit of an increase as well. And this increase will probably only last for about a year or two just to promote these new features, and then it'll return back to kind of the regular trend.
And then going into the digital marketing plan evaluation, how Starbucks should evaluate each incentives that we will be implementing throughout the calendar year. We believe that for the order from social media feature, it should be evaluated every month, and there will be a example spreadsheet on the next slide. The app personalization should be during the holiday season, so starting in October, and then every month after that, just to see how many people are actually using it. This one isn't as big of a deal just because it's more of just a feature for people to use on the app, so it's not like it's, I guess, making Starbucks money at all or making them lose money, but just an extra incentive to using the app. And then the credit card signups should be done for every 2 months. As I've stated before, it's more of a lengthy thing to be able to sign up for credit cards, and it's not something that people just do overnight. So doing it every 2 months just to get a more of a reasonable amount of people who are actually signing up for the credit cards, as well as using the new incentives that we're adding to the credit cards, because you have to have the credit card for so long and spend so much on it to be able to get those extra incentives. So doing it every 2 months rather than a month would be more reasonable evaluation on that. And then alternative ways to earn stars each month, we think was reasonable for that, just because it's easy to track how many people are actually using that. Because if you're going to be an active user, you're going to be going to Starbucks, if not every day, at least 3 to 5 times a week. And then the redemption system, as I stated before, there's going to be an extra feature for the first 3 months on the POS system side, where the barista is going to have to state if they asked the consumer to redeem the stars or if the consumer did, just to get a feel if the new redemption system is actually benefiting. And then every month, or after that, it'll be every month that we'll be evaluating that. And then the feature will not be there for the baristas to have to select that. It's more of kind of just a trial run for that. And then for the share your drink, it would be an every month thing just to see how many people are actually using the hashtag or sharing with their friends using the link, and then how many people are actually clicking on those links to buy those drinks as well. So this is just an example. This is the first half of it, an example of the evaluation sheet with every implementation listed on the left, talking about the launch time, so which month it was launched in, and then when we're evaluating it at that time. And then increase in reach. How many followers did it implement? Did it increase? How many credit card applications do we have, or do we have more app users, and et cetera? And then how many people use the feature? So this is more so for like the order from social media or the share your drink feature, from the launch time to the evaluation time, how many people throughout that time are using it. And then also percent change from the previous evaluation to kind of see how we're increasing throughout the year as well. So this is the end of our presentation. We thank you for listening, and thank you again.